Hey, 7th graders and 7th grade families, it's me, Mr. Allard. With the 5-week grades coming out, there's been a bit of a confusion between the difference between Schoology and SchoolTool. So this video is going to helpfully do two things. Talk about those big differences, and then at the same time show you how to navigate this, at least through social studies. Schoology may look different for your other teachers, but at least through social studies so you can use SchoolTool to find your assignments that you owe on Schoology. Okay, well, let's take a peek. All right, so the easiest way to get through, get to your SchoolTool is going to be going through the school website. Now, I'm not going to do this because I'm logged in as a student, and I don't want to share too much of their information as this visual. So you would click on Parents, and your SchoolTool is right here. Your Schoology is also there, and that'll take you to where you need to sign up. Your login information for the student, for your student, is the same. It's going to be their first name dot last name that's going to go in there, and then it's going to be their student ID number for their password. Now, the big difference between SchoolTool and Schoology is that SchoolTool is going to show you your grades. It's our grade book, where Schoology is where the assignments are. Okay, that's kind of the easiest way to plan it. So if I want to know what my grade is, I go to SchoolTool. That's the easiest way to do it. If I want to then complete some assignments based on missing assignments in SchoolTool, I would then click on Schoology. So I have SchoolTool opened. So when you log into SchoolTool, it's going to show a picture of your student, and you would just click on the hyperlink to your name. And then there's going to be this little tab. It's going to be there's going to be some information up there, but you would scroll down, and where you want to look at is assignments. Now, if you look at assignments right now, I mean, this is all the assignments from 7th grade for the 5 weeks. That's a lot. I would not recommend looking through your courses like that. What I would do is I would come in, I would say, all right, all courses. What course am I looking for in order to find a grade that I'm missing? Now, I also provide your student with these grades or with these assignments, and I've began emailing some of you if there's many assignments that need to be made up. But this is going to let you know, all right? Now, here's a couple of things that we need to know about grades. It's very, very hard to put an accurate description in the description box to be able to see it the way that SchoolTool is set up. So what I've tried to do is I've tried to abbreviate the assignments as best I can and using those same abbreviations over and over and over again. The other thing that I've been trying to do is been trying to add the date of when the assignment was completed. The date over here, okay, so let's look at this News ELA assignment right here. This date does not mean that the date that this was completed. The date that this should have been completed is located right here, that 10/7. Okay, that can be a little bit confusing. I know it's a struggle to kind of figure out an easy way to do this. But that's kind of where we're going, because it has been, with the virtual learning, I will admit it has been very, very hard to have your grades 100% up to date, everything on Schoology ready to go, troubleshoot those issues in class, teach those Zooms, and I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit of a hang of it to where we're not seeing that big of a distance between grades being done in the class and grades being added to the grade book. All right, a couple of things on your score. If you see a score of a 0, that means it has been graded and your student has not completed it. But you also see here, you see a blank. That could mean a couple of things. Number one, it's just in the grade book. I haven't graded it yet. 2, it's in the grade book. Your student wasn't there when we did it, so I'm not going to penalize them for being absent. Okay. And it also could mean, you know, we were having, like this particular assignment, a third one with our virtual learning, we were having extreme issues with the internet working that day. So basically, if students were able to get it in, I gave them credit for it. If students weren't, I didn't hold it against them because we were having just such technical issues. But looking at these assignments, right here is an assignment that is a 0, and it says it is a discussion post from 10/7. Okay, that's the date that we were to complete this assignment. So I would take that information. Now this student doesn't have very many zeros. They have a couple of quizzes, and really that's not really a quiz, a News ELA article to read, but the dates are going to be important. So these two assignments have 10/7 on them. So here's how I would then find them in SchoolToolVsSchoology, which is where those assignments are. So now I am in SchoolToolVsSchoology. All right, same login information as we use for SchoolTool, but this is where the assignments are actually kept. So the date on that was 10/7. So through the first few weeks, we have divided week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. I've also put the dates on them for those times. So that's going to be how I can find in that folder or on Schoology where that assignment is located. So if I scroll down, I know I am looking for 10/7. Okay, so I will click on week 4 because October 7th is in October 5th to October 9th. So I'd click on that. All right, and I would see another set of folders. All right, now it looks like my date was a little bit off here on my folder. That happens sometimes. Now I know I can go back and I can change that. But I also know that that News ELA assignment is part of our Wednesday work. So I would click on my Wednesday assignment, and right here I can see this is the discussion that I would have to complete. So I'd click on that. Here's my instructions. Okay. So for that student, I would have to log into Clever, find the News ELA article that is presidential debate takeaways. I would read that article, I would answer the questions, and then I would respond to one of these prompts. Okay, I would write my comment down below here. I would make a comment to another student's assignment or another student's discussion post, and that would be it for that assignment. And in actuality, that would take out 2 assignments in the grade book. But let me show kind of another one that might not be a 0 on here. So let's say, and hopefully my dates match up. Let's say we were missing, and we're not, but we look at this score is a 2 out of 5. Okay? And we look at its OTA 2 from 10/8. Okay? Now, we can also see that, yes, we did that on 10/8, and it took Mr. Allard a little bit of time to get that into the grade book, and I apologize for that. I am starting to get my head around this, so hopefully we'll be able to get that in there as soon as possible. So to navigate to there again, I know my folders are kind of misnumbered here, but that would be in this Thursday folder for 10/8. So I would click on that, and there you can see my OTA folder right there. Okay, so now with this type of assignment, it does say it's submitted, but it may only have 1 submission. For OTA assignments, we can do 2 submissions. So let's check that. Looks like this student has submitted twice. So let's say they really didn't understand. You know, they may contact me and say, Mr. Eric, can I try this for submission again? And that's fine. They obviously, it wasn't an issue of them not taking enough time to do this assignment, but that is kind of how, you know, I would look at that and say, you know what, maybe they just were confused by some directions or something like that, something along those lines. But if we go back to SchoolTool, all right, just remembering to look through these dates. So let's say this was a 0. 9/24. Okay, if I went back to my Schoology, I can navigate all the way back to my original folder by clicking over there. I can look down. It was 9/24, which means I'm going to be in my September 21st. I'm going to be in my week 2 folder. Again, 9/24, there we go. That means I'm going to my Thursday, and then I can look, and it was 7-Up. If it was whatever it was, if it was 7-Up GP that I owed, there's that assignment. If it was 7-Up if it was the EP video assignment, that would be right there. If it was a fill in the blanks assignment, that's right there. If it was a discussion post, that would be right there. Okay? I hope that helps navigate this. I know that this is new, and I know that this is hard to do, especially knowing that many of your students haven't used Schoology all that much in 6th grade. Many of your, you might not be as familiar with Schoology at all. The biggest thing is, if you have some questions, is to communicate. You can hit me up on an email. You can send me a Schoology message, whatever you need to do. With any of these assignments, I know grades can be kind of overwhelming for some folks. For social studies, any assignment right now can be made up. I know with all of the tech issues, the organizational issues, the Zoom issues that we're having, I'm not going to give late points to a student who's trying to get something done that they owe for whatever reason. Okay? If they need help at any time, they can come see me during office hours from 11 to 12 every Wednesday. We are going to start having some after school times from 2:15 to 2:45 through Zoom. Just, again, communicate, and hopefully I can assist you the best I can. All right, till next time, Taylor out.